Hollywood, La La Land, the place where dreams are either made and you're famous, or they're broken and you end up wanting to off yourself. Los Angeles and Hollywood can be a pretty interesting place to try and live and work if you're going down that acting path. Now, interesting, Hollywood could be coming to Australia, could be coming to New South Wales, Australia. Now, I'm an Australian person. I'm from Sydney, Australia, so this makes me extremely happy and interested because I actually used to be a part-time paparazzi many years ago. Believe it or not, I had a big camera, and you can see some of my camera equipment up behind me. There's my flash gun right there. So there's one of my cameras. That's the one right there. So yeah, I have an interest in celebrity pop culture and movies and movie making and all that stuff. Now, Russell Crowe is going to be apparently building a new film studio in Australia. Let me quickly show you actually. Russell Crowe, very famous guy, as we all know. Russell Crowe to build film studio in Coffs Harbour, which is north towards Queensland, but not in Queensland, just before it pretty much. By the way, check out this photo. Can you see the person that I'm not really interested in right now? There's a photo of someone that I don't really like in this. If you can tell who it is, 5 stars to you. I'll tell you in a second who that person is. Guys, my name is Gareth Walton. We do absolutely everything and talk about absolutely everything in the studio every single day. Channel 2 is where we're at. But of course, we do have Channel 1 where I make travel vlogs every now and then. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, at Tallboy Gareth. There we are, Tallboy Gareth. All right, going back to the article. Very interesting. I will actually be showing you all the interesting Hollywood movies that are going to be getting filmed in Australia this year. Australia is literally becoming Hollywood 2.0, and it's such an exciting thing. So we'll talk about that photo in a second, but before I do, Coffs Harbour on the New South Wales mid-north coast will become a key location in Aussie-wood. Aussie-wood. Thanks to his most famous local resident, Russell Crowe. Now, change the camera angle. Now Crowe will establish a film studio in the coastal city, cashing in on the influx of filmmakers from around the world following the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, for a number of years, I've been thinking how I might be able to combine where I live and work. And play. It doesn't say play, but you know, I added that in. Crowe has said Australia has become, I should say, a magnet. Neodymium magnet. It's pretty strong right now. It's one of those silver ones. Australia has become a magnet for global movie heavyweights since the pandemic began. The country now considered to be one of the most COVID-safe filming locations in the world. I'm going to show you all these films they're actually going to be filming soon. Very interesting. Hollywood's A-list includes, Nicole Kidman, Julie Roberts, and Tom Hanks. They've all flocked to Australia's shores for projects. Sydney's Fox Studios is booked up, get ready for this, for Marvel movies in the short term. And George Miller, Mad Max, right? George Miller recently announced plans to shoot the big budget Mad Max prequel. Furiosa? How do we pronounce this one? Furiosa. That makes a bit of sense, doesn't it? Locally next year. Now, this is the plan that this is the blueprint, I guess you could say, for what they want to do. Has this already been built yet, or is this something they want to build? I'm not too sure, but this looks like a plan. So Australian Stalwart actor. What does that even mean? Stalwart. I don't know what that is. Australian stalwart actor and friend of Russell Crowe, Jack Thompson, said it has created the perfect opportunity for Crowe to capitalise on this trend. It will be fabulous for the film industry in Australia because it affirms that we are a focus for English-speaking filmmaking. I've met Jack Thompson many times, lovely bloke. I met Russell Crowe a few times too, lovely guy. I've had a few different interesting encounters with him, but yeah, interesting guy. By the way, Russell Crowe, if you're watching this video right now, we are located in Sydney and we'd absolutely love to interview you for this project, and we'd love to get your your information on what you want to do and get your word out there a little bit more. So Russell, if you're watching this, get your people to contact me and come to the studio, mate. We have so much fun here every single day. going back, Coffs Harbour is located halfway between, the sound stages, the very famous sound stages in and Sydney and the Gold Coast, and close to the in-demand filming locations in and around Byron Bay. Now, the Gold Coast has Movie World, and they're filming and have been filming many, many movies in Movie World on the Gold Coast for many years. Of course, Sydney has Fox Studios, very famous studios in Sydney. They now call Fox Studios the entertainment quarter in some parts of the area. But anyway, that's another story entirely. It's in between Sydney and the Gold Coast, and it's close to the in-demand filming locations around Byron Bay. Of course, Chris Hemsworth is famous for living there at the moment. Miley Cyrus was living there at one point with Liam Hemsworth when they were dating. Remember that? You guys remember that? I remember that. So the film studio has been described as a family-friendly site, which will be located on the grounds of an existing holiday resort where cast families will be able to stay. Now, this is the photo issue I was having a problem with. Deputy Premier and Minister of Regional New South Wales, Bruzzy, he was in this photo, unfortunately. He was in Coffs Harbour for the announcement. Where is he? Can you spot him? There he is. No thanks. I'm going to pass on that one. Moving on. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I made a video yesterday. Go check it out. Anyway. Moving on. This project has the potential to elevate Coffs Harbour to the world stage with international demand for filming space currently at an all-time high. And I'm going to show you, once again, all the interesting movies they're filming in Australia this year. A timeline for construction has not been locked in yet, but Coffs Harbour MP Gurmish Singh, I want to double check that name so we get his name right. Gurmish Singh said that the government would assist in the studio's creation. Awesome, right?
Singh.
Now, the planning process is expected to take, give or take, about 12 months. Mr. Singh added that the New South Wales government would look to rezone the site as a regional jobs precinct, which would ease the planning process pretty much, getting the flow, getting the snowball rolling down that hill a lot faster, okay? Within a few months after the construction will hopefully begin. The total cost is not yet known. However, no taxpayer funds have been committed to the project, which has an estimated to have a capital of investment value of 438 million, blah, 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 getting a bit too technical. These are the movies that are currently getting filmed. These are the big movies. We're talking about big movies that are getting filmed in Australia this year. Check this out. Chris Hemsworth, right? We're not going to read all that, but we're just going to go straight to the movies. So Thor, Love and Thunder has just recently finished wrapping up in Sydney, all right? It's going to be a great movie. So all these people over here, Natalie Portman, Russell Crowe and all that type of stuff, they're in the movie. That's getting filmed in Sydney. It just finished filming, actually. Elvis, starring Tom Hanks, is getting filmed in the Gold Coast. Interesting, right? Joe Exotic. Remember that guy who has tigers? I didn't know they were making a movie about it, but apparently they are. Joe Exotic, starring Kate McKinnon. Queensland, getting filmed in Queensland. Blacklight, starring Liam Neeson. I'm trying to think of that thing he says. What does he say? I will find you, and I will kill you. Moving on. So that's going where? Melbourne, Canberra. Interesting. Split. The Split personality girl is Furiosa, which is the new Mad Max movie with Chris Hemsworth, I should say. New South Wales. Another Chris Hemsworth movie, Escape from Spiderhead, starring, you know who it is, going to the Gold Coast again. 13 Lives, Colin Farrell, Gold Coast. 3,000 Years, Idris Elba. Sydney, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. It's a Marvel movie getting filmed in Sydney. Ticket to Paradise, starring George Clooney and Julie Roberts, Queensland. Zac Efron, starring, in the movie called Gold, apparently, South Australia. My goodness, Nicole Kidman and Melissa McCarthy, 9 Perfect Strangers. Northern Rivers, New South Wales. They're already filming this now. Another movie, New South Wales. The Rock, The Young Rock, starring Dwayne Johnson, Brisbane. So we're talking about some serious movies right now. Pieces of Her, starring Tony Collette, David Wenham. Awesome Australian people right there at New South Wales. So yeah, there are some seriously really, really cool things happening in Australia regarding the movie side of, you know, filmmaking and all that kind of things. And yeah, Russell, I actually heard it on the radio today when I was in the car. Russell Crowe says, you know, he wants to help filmmakers get in the door kind of thing with their productions. Like he's mainly doing this company for productions within the range of 10 million to 100 million. Huge difference there. But, you know, a lot of these big Disney and Marvel movies and all that kind of stuff, they go upwards of 100 mil. And a lot of these studios, like in the Gold Coast, Movie World, and Fox Studios in Sydney, they're booked out. They're booked out with these huge names, these huge directors for these huge movies. So Russell Crowe is kind of filling out a gap in the market, he said. And once again, Russell, or your team, if your team is watching this, give us a shout and come to the studio. Would love to interview you and get in depth with your plan. Yeah, we'd really love to know a bit about it. So stay tuned, everybody. If you're not Russell Crowe, stay tuned and give us a like, subscribe, because you never know. Gladiator himself could be coming. Guys, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and of course my 2 YouTube channels. You know, there we go, at Tallboy Gareth. I love you guys. Ring that bell, otherwise YouTube will be mean and they will never let you know when I post something new. I've been Tall, my name's Gareth. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.